I am back. I'm not sure what happened, but that's all right. Party is going to continue. So hopefully you moved on over to this continuation. When you're dealing with a live show, many things can happen. I don't know why it happened, but the party continues. I don't let anything stop me from getting the message out. So, as I was saying, back to the best gift ever. So I am going to begin to let you know why I did it. So when you first open up the book, and I have something here, and it's to the reader. Dear reader, these pages are written from my heart to yours. As a life coach and a woman, I am always asked advice or my opinion on different life matters. To touch more people, I wanted to and I can read, I promise you. To touch more people, I put what I know to be true in the pages of this book. I often say, I don't know everything, but I know what I know. No one person has all the answers, but each one of us has experienced life. What we learn is not solely for us. It rarely is. Our experiences through life are to be shared. Our personal testimonies come with and from life's tests. When we rise to the occasion and grow from our experiences, we are great examples to others. We all are the same, but how we handle what life gives us is what makes us extra special. Life is a special gift, and how we navigate through it builds character and strength. The best gift ever is about living your best life no matter what comes your way. You have the power to make great choices in your life. You have to know who you are and what you have to offer this world. It all begins with you. You have to know that you are worth all that you desire and more. You deserve everything life has to offer, but you have to want it. And most importantly, you have to know how to get it. Pave your own road and make your own way. You may have to be a trailblazer in your family, at your job, or in your community. You can be the light at the end of the tunnel for most people. Are you ready to shine? If you answer yes, then you rock. There is nothing sweeter and more fulfilling than enhancing who you are and what you bring to others. I pray this book sheds light and life. I pray that it helps you on life's journey. Sometimes you don't know what you don't know until the questions and answers are revealed. Hopefully, some of the things you don't know will be addressed within these chapters. For those of you who know everything, please pass this book along to someone who needs a little motivation and inspiration to live their best life. If you're ready to grow, please put your seatbelt on and enjoy the ride. You may not like everything you read, but if you learn about you, then it's all worth it. The truth isn't always easy to swallow, so have a tall glass of water nearby as you turn the pages through this book. My goal is to always help you love the best and not so best parts of you, because we all have those. All you should be celebrated because you are amazing. Own that, know that, and love that. And then I say thank you in advance for reading my thoughts. With love, Kendall and Denise. All right, so then I dedicate the book to my daughters, Aaliyah and Amara. And this is what the dedication says. So I'm just going to read this, and then I'm going to go through different parts of the book. Learn from my lessons and journeys. Take what you need and apply it to your lives. I never want you to learn the hard way. However, if your life's journey carries you down that road, at least you have the tools to put it back on track, to put you back on track. Life is meant to be lived, loved, and enjoyed. Never put your happiness on hold for anyone. Always remember you are enough. Don't allow anyone to make you feel less than the queens you are. Keep smiling, keep shining. Live smart, love hard, and laugh often. Love, your mama. All right, so that dedication is to it's to my daughters, and I want them to remain the queens that they are. They are now 25 and 19. So this is for your daughters. This is for your sons. This book is for you. And this book is not just for women or girls. A lot of men have purchased this book, and they said that it helped them grow, it helped them heal, it helped them change some of the things that they needed to change in their lives. And also, at my book signing, my book launch, I had a woman, one of my friends, and she said that it helped her marriage. She said she read the whole book from Baltimore to Las Vegas, and her husband was right there. She read the whole thing, and she said it helped her see, because she and her husband had been having issues and problems for many years. And she said that this book helped her see who she was and helped her be a better version of herself. And she said that on that vacation, they had one of the best times that they've had. And they've been together 20 years or more. I think it's been more than 20 years. But she said that they had the best vacation that they've had because she learned to see that it's not always about the other person. And a lot of people think that. But sometimes it's really you. And you got to get your stuff together. You can't worry about someone else and what they're trying to do and what they did wrong and all of that stuff. You got to worry about you, because people in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. And if you're in a relationship also, then you got to know that it's never a one-sided thing. It's not always the other person's fault. So through my words, through my speaking, through my books, this is what I like to tell people. So I'm going to read chapter 1. Chapter 1, it kicks it off with self-discovery. Hi, me. It's me getting to know the real you. That's chapter 1. So it reads, and this is on page 9. So chapter 1 begins on page 9. Do you know who you really are? I don't mean your name, your zodiac sign, or what you like on a burger. I'm not talking about whether you eat meat or you're strict vegetarian. The difference in who you are and what you do may set you aside from others, but it doesn't truly define who you are. Have you ever met the real you? To become acquainted with you is the greatest gift you can give yourself. Many people walk through life not knowing who they really are. You tend to mock the people around you for so long you begin to morph into a combination of several people. It's easy to float through life not having a clue. It's very common. It's common practice. You may not even be aware you're even doing it. Most people aren't. Sometimes you can trick yourself into thinking you are someone that you're not. If you tell a lie long enough, you soon start to believe your own hype. If you are unsure about who you are, it may not be your fault. It doesn't mean that you're a fraud. It simply means that you have been influenced consciously or unconsciously by those around you. That's a natural thing. It happens to all of us. It normally starts at home. You tend to be who your family is or wants you to be. If you think about it, it makes a lot of sense. You spend the majority of your time with your family as a child. You started off liking things your family members like. You describe yourself as your family describes you. You may find your faults through the eyes of your family members. If someone says you have big ears or you talk too much, you start to take on those attributes and define yourself as so. You then walk around as if something is wrong with you. Your head is hung low and you feel dejected. You walk through life feeling insecure about your flaws someone else told you had. You don't take these as insults or reality You don't take the insults or the reality as a compliment. You don't take it on as a blessing. You take it on like a ton of baggage, and it stays with you throughout your life until you know better. When you know better, you do better. It's all in the way you condition yourself to think. You often behave as your family behaves. They are your first teachers. You respect and obey your teachers. You take what they say as the gospel. Unknowingly, families give complexes to one another. It can be purely innocent and harmless at the time, but cause damage throughout life unintentionally. Words have power, and they do hurt, even if you don't admit it out loud. You know within your heart that that is so. For years, I thought I had big feet. I was told that jokingly from my cousin. I took that on my entire young life. When I think about my feet now, they are in proportion with my body. I just to think that I thought my then size 8.5 was huge. Nowadays, girls are wearing size 11 shoes. So to all you beautiful girls with large feet, strut. Growing up, people were labeled according to how they looked on the outside, which is rude when you think about it. The description of who you were became your childhood nickname. People were being called these names, and even more shockingly, they answered to them. When I think about it, now, I'm sure it wasn't a pleasant feeling. They just went with it. Family and friends started calling their loved ones these names, whether or not the people even liked it or approved it. Let me show you what I mean. These are some of the names I have heard. Fat Sean, Black Rob, Black, Bucky, Sade, not because they liked the singer, but because a woman had a big forehead. Brown Eyes, Red Bone, High Yellow Honey, Chocolate, Brace Face, Coke Bottle, Pie Face Stacy, Bald Head Rhonda, Big Head Twiggy, Olive Oil Red, Chocolate Bunny, Big Tony, Uncle Shorty, Good Hair Rico, Apple, referring to the shape of her buttocks, White Mike, etc., etc. These are people that I know. I could be here all day listing some of the names of people that I know. I'm sure you know people who have been labeled by others. The African American community is big on nicknames, and some of the names carry from childhood to adulthood. African Americans will know what nickname they want to call you when you're in the room. That's just how we do. Your name will be the one thing, and when you're born, you will be instantly called something else. Usually it's not the name on the birth certificate, right or wrong. That's very true in the Black community. I just want to be clear. African Americans don't have the monopoly on offensive nicknames. Many cultures and races do the same thing. Ignorance spreads across all color lines. What's the point of giving someone a great name if you can answer to anything? Some of the names may be seen as a term of endearment, and some of the names may come out of pure ignorance. You call someone outside of their name and label them based on what you see. Has anyone ever thought about how the person being called the name felt? I can even use myself as an example. Fat Sean, for instance. When I refer to him now, I still say Fat Sean. I had to really think about his full government name. And I'm sure I'm not alone. If I saw him today, who knows if I would say, "Hey, Sean," or "Hey, Fat Sean." That's how he was introduced to me, and that's what everybody called him. And I fell right in line with that. Most people wouldn't tell you if they are offended by their nickname. It becomes a regular occurrence. They don't want to be deemed as sensitive, so they roll with it. It also becomes their baggage and their unwanted identity. The members of your household are your first role models. The way you function through life may not even be how you would do it. Typically, as a young adult, you are who your older siblings or your parents are. That's just the way it is. That's just what you know without knowing. It's learned behavior. Your values, religion, moral fiber is learned and taught. That is your parents' duty. Learned behavior is not necessarily a bad thing. It's just the way it is. Let me give you a personal example. I got married very young. I was 20 years old. Once I married, we moved 3,000 miles away from home. While 3,000 miles away, I still did as I saw my parent do. I maneuvered through my adult house as I saw my mother maneuver through our house as I did as a child. Keep in mind that I have always been a person with a strong mind and opinion on certain matters. However, my views on politics, social issues, food, religions, aspects of the world, they were all hers for the most part. I went to college, and yes, I learned a great deal, but my childhood home life was more influential as a young adult. My then husband once said, "I feel like I'm married to your mother." He shared this years after we married. When he made that statement, we both laughed. I knew just what he was talking about. By this time, I was grown and I understood. Keep in mind, although I was older, being grown doesn't mean maturity. It means that I was grown by my understanding. It was so true. I was who I knew how to be at that time. I wasn't fully grown back then. You see, the thing about knowing who you are is the point where you are willing to accept, learn, and grow. You have to grow into who you are and who you want to become. That's not an overnight process. After all, who wants to wake up and know everything? If that's the case, learning about life and who you are would be a bore. It's actually fun and amazing process getting to know who you are. Learning is growing. You have the ability to know the real you at any time. It is all about up to you. If you want to get to know yourself, you have to put in the work. It doesn't come easy. You also have to be ready for the good, bad, and ugly about yourself. Newsflash, you aren't perfect, but that's quite all right. No one is perfect. If you find a perfect person, like I said earlier, move out the way because lightning is going to strike. People believe they are perfect. They are delusional. Pray for them. Just know this, the road to self-discovery isn't always pretty. Buckle your seatbelt, hold on tightly. However, it is necessary for you to live your best life. If you are not growing, then you are not living. If you are not living, then what's the point? You are designed to live your best life. What gives you the right to not live up to your full potential? Let me pause for a second, catch my breath. All right, let me continue. You are blessed beyond measure. You were born with everything you need. It's all inside of you. If you want to get to know the real you, you have to be open to what you may find out about yourself. The picture will not always be perfect, so be prepared. There's no reason to get upset. There's just room for growth, and sometimes growth hurts. Growth hurts because it's needed and necessary. You will understand the true meaning of growing pains. We all are a work in progress. Who wants to stay the same person forever? Before you answer, I know you know someone that doesn't want to evolve. Again, move away from them. You can't surround yourself around people that aren't interested in personal growth and development. This includes your family and those you consider friends. Here's the thing. Some people are who they are and don't have a desire to be any different. They don't want to remix their lives for the better. They are content, and that's their choice. Life is about choices. However, how can you become better if you are continuously around people who don't want better lives for themselves? You can't begin to figure out who you really are if you have people in your life telling you who you are. There is no time for you to figure it out on your own. One thing I have discovered is that people who aren't comfortable with who they are don't want to see you change. Have you ever heard someone say, "You've changed"? That's not an insult. That's a compliment. People who are familiar with you aren't always ready to see the progression in you. Some people are just not evolved yet. If someone truly loves you, they'd want to see you change for the better. Oftentimes, we are afraid to discover who we really are. It's the fear of the unknown. The average person likes to be comfortable. Some folks don't like to have their hair out of place or their collar wrinkled. Most people love to appear perfect from the outside. You may not even know that you don't know yourself. You may be reading this saying, she doesn't know what she's talking about. I know exactly who I am. I would answer that with a simple, okay. Everyone's path, time, and journey is not always the same. It may take a little life-altering event before you really know who you are. Have you ever heard someone say, I didn't know my own strength? That simply means that you have never had to see what you are truly made of. You have never been tested. I believe everyone should experience something in life that will force you to move to the next level. That doesn't mean it has to be a bad event. It could just mean some people need to be shaken in order to move forward. If you have never been shaken, then you don't have a clue. When the rubber meets the road and you're forced to respond, you start to see who you really are. You may never meet your true self until an event or occurrence forces you to see yourself for who you really are. The facts about you may surprise you. The facts may even surprise the people that know you best. The statement, I know you better than you know yourself, is not a statement I'm too fond of. How can that be a true statement? There should be no one on this earth that knows you better than you know yourself. The Almighty God is the only exception. If someone knows you better than you know you, that has to change. Most people walk in an untruthful space. Walking in space of unauthenticity is deceiving to yourself as well as others. Back in the day, there was an old deodorant commercial slogan, never let them see you sweat. It was a play on the product as well as the embarrassment of the allowing one to see you less than perfect. There is another saying that comes to mind. All you poker players know this one. Never show someone your poker hand. In general, people aren't comfortable revealing themselves to just anyone. I'm not speaking of deep, dark secrets. It's simply speaking about sharing the real you. There is a difference between revealing secrets and revealing the person who is authentically you. When the average person meets someone new, they keep it light. Many people are not comfortable showing someone who they really are at hello. Your representative is who most see, including you. It is an acceptance that you are worried about, then the issue is deeper. Ultimately, when you lie to others about who you are, you begin to live the lie. So I don't want to continue on chapter 1. So that's chapter 1, part of it. Still have a couple of pages to go for chapter 1. But that is the introduction of the book. So in the book, at the end of each chapter, I write a poem to sum up that chapter. And I go through some of the chapters talking about real stuff, real life, things that you can relate to. I am vulnerable in my book because I do talk about me. Because I'm the type of coach or speaker, I'm not going to suggest that you do something that I'm not willing to do because I think that's hypocritical. And I've been on this earth. My birthday is Sunday, June 17th. And I'll be 47. So I have lived, I have been married, I have been divorced, I have family members, I have life experience, I have friendships, I have, life on this earth. I mean, I have a lot of experience and a lot to show you. So not just the education behind it and the study behind it and all the certification and diplomas, all of that behind it. I'm also a woman with life experience. And I may not know a lot, but I may not know everything, but I do know what I know. And I like to say that a lot because I know a lot. And if you get a chance to talk to me with different things, I'm very open, I'm very honest. And I'm not afraid to share what I've learned, what I've been through, my experiences, my journey, if it's going to help someone else. So I'm just going to read through some of the chapters since this is what this show is about. I also, and living your best life, I'm just going to read some of the different chapter titles so you get a chance to see. So even in number chapter 2, it's called Who Lied to You? Living Under the Magnifying Glass. And it's just about, I'm going to read a little bit to you. Okay, ancient people, this section is for you. What are you going to do? You are on your way to 30 years old or you're way past 30. It's downhill from here. If you haven't accomplished your dreams, then you're a failure, right? If you haven't reached your goals or dreams by this time, then it's too late, right? You may just want to curl over and die because your life is over. Who told you that lie? Where is that written? Where did you get that foolish logic? I would love for someone to produce something that says if you have not gotten the job, house, relationship, vacation, degree, body, and dream that you want by a certain age, then you are a loser. You should just stamp the word loser right on your forehead right now. I have heard someone say if you don't accomplish whatever by 25, then it's all over. It's all silliness. 25 is such a tender age. How can you possibly accomplish everything needed to be a well-rounded person? That makes no sense. Everyone isn't on the same time scale. Everyone's pace is their own. There is no expiration date to greet and meet your expectations. Your expectations are your expectations. Don't let anyone make your expectations for you. You won't turn into a pumpkin if your goal is not accomplished by a certain age. God is the only timekeeper. True. Live every day to your best of your ability. True. You work toward your goals and your dreams. However, you aren't pressed according to standards of age. So let's get that out the way immediately. Get it out of your head. Toxic thoughts can kill a dream. The number one rule is live your life and work hard to achieve. Stop putting pressure on yourself to beat the imaginary clock. Everything works in its own time. Strive for excellence, not stress. That type of stress thinking will wear you out, literally. So that's just part of chapter 2. And then I go through different triumphs and stories of people who are told that they can't do this or that by this age. So I just give a little list of that. And I also talk about goals, and I have 2 types of goals. So I have it all laid out on what short-term goals are, long-term goals, and different ways you can achieve your goals. And I have a self-contract. As a life coach, I'm big on self-contracts. So a self-contract is a contract you make with yourself to stay on target with your goals. This contract will remind you of the commitment to you. It's a personal action plan in which you are held accountable by you. So I have a sample of a self-contract that I made for you. So my book is interactive. You can write in your books. I have a self-contract. I have list goals, achieve by dates, what step you will take to achieve your goals. I have it where you can sign it and date it. Be accountable for your goals. Don't hold anyone else responsible for your goals. Don't play the blame game. Don't forget, reward yourself on your small goals as well. So I have a little contract in here for you all. So then when I go on to chapter 3, it's about investing in yourself. Chapter 3, invest in yourself. How to change your perception of you. If you're going to invest in everyone else, people, you need to start investing in yourself. You are who you say you are. If you aren't who you want to be now, that doesn't mean that you won't be very soon. Don't waste your time and energy worrying about what people feel, think, or say about you. What people feel about you has nothing to do with you. So don't make it your concern. You can always try to change the perception of you if you want to entertain that. However, people aren't who you should aim to please. Is God pleased with you? Are you pleased with you? If the answer is yes, then that's all that matters. If the answer is no, then you have some work to do. Work is good. Working on yourself is even better. No one is going to invest in you like you will. You have to get out of your own way and make it happen. So that's just the first paragraph of chapter 3, invest in yourself. So I also give ways to invest in yourself, because a lot of people say, well, what does that mean, Kendall? What do you mean invest in yourself? You can go back to school, and I have a list of ways that you can invest in yourself. So here are my 10 winning. So I'm going to give you 5 of them. If you want to get the other ones, definitely get the book at Amazon.com. The Best Gift Ever, A Guide to Loving You, Learning How to Live Your Best Life by Kendall Lanice. But I'll give you 5 ways you can invest in you, and you can read in the book for the other 5. But go back to school is a way to invest in yourself. Get a better job. You're only stuck where you want to be stuck. Remember that. If your feet aren't glued to the ground or the floor, then you can move freely. So don't get stuck in a job. Pursue your dreams. Is there a dream you've been carrying around with you? Have you always wanted to be an actor? How many times have you said you wanted to try your hand at stand-up comedy? Are you tired of reminding people you can sing? If those are your dreams, then do that. That's investing in you. Number 4, attend a workshop, seminar, retreat, or class. Keep your brain cells active. Dare to learn something new. Attend a workshop that will enhance your personal development. Seek a life coach to help you get unstuck in life. Take an art class at a local craft store. Those are classes. Those are things you can do to invest in yourself. And I'm going to give the 5th one. And again, you can get the book to read more ways to invest in you. But treat yourself. When was the last time you treated yourself to something great? Some of you can't even remember. When are you taking care of yourself? When? So that's about treating yourself. So those are just a couple of ways from the book you can invest in yourself. And of course, the chapters are longer, but I'm not going to sit here and read the entire book to you. I would love for you to read it yourself, because when you're reading something about reading and reading the pages of a book, it can take you to another place. You can stop, you can take notes, you can think about your life. You can just, allow the words to sink in as you're reading them. So chapter 4 is detoxifying your life, shedding the dead weight. All right, I'm going to read a little bit about that, because some of you need to detoxify your life, and sometimes that's people. Hello. Is this thing on? So let's get straight to it. Some people are just toxic. This is from the book. Have you ever been around someone who is negative about everything? A person that always talks about what everyone did to them. Some people just like to tell stories of when and how they were victimized. They have some people that love the attention of victimization. You have some people that love just the attention that the victim receives. There are a lot of people out there that see the glass half empty and will tell you all the reasons why the glass isn't half full. There are some individuals who bring joy into a room they enter, and there are also just as many that bring a dark cloud when they enter. When you say up, they say down. When you say right, they say wrong. When you experience joy, they make sure it's short-lived. This is the positive person. This is you. Hopefully you're the positive person. Oh, the sky looks blue today. I never seen the sky more clearer. Negative response. Well, it's not really that blue. Besides, I heard it was supposed to rain. Y'all know people like that. So that's just part of, I just read a little bit about that. This is a really good chapter. And for the people that need to detoxify their life, getting all the toxic people out, removing yourself from the toxic places and things, you need to read chapter 4 in this book. And I'm not going to read a lot of it, but it's a good chapter. And I'm not just saying that because I wrote it. But toxic people are often dream killers. And if you have a dream out there and the only people who are around you are toxic people, then you need to think about that. You need to think about why you allow the toxic people in your life. Because it may be because you don't know better, or you're afraid to be by yourself. But let me tell you something. It's better to be by yourself than to be around people who are toxic, because a toxic person will never want to see your growth. All right. And chapter 5 is upgrade your relationships. Surround yourself with the greatest. If you want to be the greatest, y'all, you got to surround yourself with the greatest. So I'm going to read just a little bit about that, because we will be wrapping up soon. So a little bit about chapter 5, a little of chapter 5, I should say. Upgrade your relationships. Surround yourself with the greatest. If you're the smartest person you know, then you need to expand your inner circle. You should never be the smartest person in the room. For your personal growth, it's crucial that you diversify your surroundings and the company you keep. It's difficult to learn when you are always the teacher. When you are a student of life and brilliance, you grow as an individual. Intelligence can be contagious if you are challenged in your thinking. Surround yourself with those who can assist you and move into the next level. So those of you that are ready to move to the next level, you need to get this book and you need to read. So it's just a few things that you can do to move to the next level. I have scenarios in here. I have more of the chapter in there. I talk about different people who have moved to the next level, different people that have done things, because sometimes you have to be the trailblazer. So do you always have to be around those that are more intelligent than you? I pose that question. No, not always. Can you learn from anyone? Absolutely. I learn from my children quite often. They have been on this earth much shorter than I, but their perspective is different. Would I ask my children how to run a successful business? Most likely no. Would I ask someone that has started a business from scratch and now is a successful business owner or CEO making millions of dollars? Of course, I would ask them. Surround yourself with people you want to become. So I have a lot in there as well. All right, so we're winding down. So I just want to talk about, I'm not going to read any more from it, but just wanted to share the other chapters with you. So chapter 6 is laugh. I talk about the importance of laughing. My goal every day is to laugh out loud every single day. I mean, a gut-wrenching laugh. That's my goal every day. So that is chapter 6. Chapter 7 is get out of your comfort zone. It's a lot of good stuff in that, and that starts on page 79. Chapter 8 is visualize. I do a lot of vision board workshops and different things. If you can see it, you can believe it. Chapter 9 is go to the doctor. Why is that best when you live to live your best life? Because you got to be here. Going to the doctor is a way that you can live your best life. It's a guide to loving you. You can't take care of everyone else if you're not here. So that I have a lot of research in there. I've researched a lot of things, including stress, how stress will kill you. So go to the doctor is chapter 9. Chapter 10 is employment envy. You don't have to be envious of other people's jobs or roles at a company. You can make your way and make that happen too. So for those of you that are in a job where you feel stuck or you can't stand your job, your boss, your coworkers, you need to get the book and read chapter 10, Employment Envy. I've heard that it made people look at their jobs differently and to find better jobs or better careers or change careers. Chapter 11 is your love, your relationship. Y'all, I get up in there seriously with your love, your relationship, because some of you are in relationships that aren't enhancing you. Some of you are in relationships that aren't allowing you to be the better version of yourself. Some of you are in relationships because you don't know anything else. Some of you are in relationships because someone else told you need to be in one. Don't get me started. Get the book, chapter 11. Chapter 12 is would you marry yourself? Ha. Think about it. You want all of these things from other people, but would you even marry yourself? So I get into you asking for things that from other people that you can't even provide. Yeah, I'm waking you up in this book. Some of the things you might not like, some of them you might be like, who does she think she is? check it out. Chapter 13 is the past, the present. I pull it all together. Chapter 14 is you are specially made. Chapter 15 is make time for yourself. Chapter 16 is if you don't like it, remix it. And chapter 17, I do my life and my lessons. So I share a lot about me in this book. And I talk about my life and my lessons because, again, I am not the type of speaker or coach that will tell you what to do and how to do it, and I'm not willing to do it, nor am I willing to share who I am with you. So I do candidly share who I am with you and how I know what I know and my experiences. I share those with you too, because again, it's only fair. If I'm trying to boss you around and tell you what to do, then I need to tell you a little bit about me. So I went through that book quickly. So please, it was published by Chosen Butterfly, out of New Jersey, Chosen Butterfly Publishing. And it came out on Valentine's Day. So how appropriate is that? I'm talking about a guide to loving you and loving yourself, and it came out on Valentine's Day. So this is my book, The Best Gift Ever, A Guide to Loving You, Learning How to Live Your Best Life by Kendall Lanice. It is written out of love. It's a labor of love, and it's my gift to you. So it's only $15.95. Go to Amazon.com, get you a copy. Remember, if you listen to this broadcast and you get your copy, I will sign it for you, and I will autograph it to my best friend. So I'm excited. I have a new book coming out this fall. I'm going to hold the title dear to my heart for now, but I'm excited about that. So it's more of self-empowerment. You know, people say self-improvement. I like to say self-empowerment because I want to empower you, because it does really come from you at the end of the day. All right, guys, that's it. That's all. Thank you so much for tuning in to Shine. You can find me on all social media platforms. Go to livingtruelivingyou.com or ladymotivator.com so you can connect with me through my website and my social media outlets. No need to dim anyone else's light. We can all shine together. Again, this is Kendall Lanice. Until next time, peace, love, and light. I am going to end the show with the song that I wrote called It's You. And that's available also. It's 99 cents, but it's my love letter to God because I know it is Him who gets me through whatever I'm going through, good, bad, or ugly. If you've been in a burning building, if you've experienced loss or divorce, or if you lost your job or your children were saved from sickness, whatever it is, and you're wondering how that happened, it's you. So it's sung by Queen P. But at the end, I say, thank you, God. That is my voice. So that's my claim to fame. But until next time, God bless.
The one who knows my heart, I knew it from the start. When I'm lost, you're my tour guide, the only thing that's right. My candle in the dark, the one who lights the spark. You never keep the score, that's why I wanna praise you more. Why I stand here and say, with you, I'm not alone. With you, I have a home. When I'm hurt, you stop the pain. You love me through the rain. It's you who brings the sun. For me, you are the You're the reason I go on. You're the one who keeps me strong. You hold my hand when I ain't scared. It's you. Oh, it's you. It's you who makes me calm. You wrap me safely in your arms. It's you who unlocks my door. That's why I